campaigns really want their candidates on live now.
Oh, I don't think so. No.
I think they like them in, and I've seen this before, you want them in so-called debates that are in more remote settings, in front of a 4-H club in Belleville or a college setting somewhere, where nothing bad is going to happen.
No, civility. That's the piece that I wrote on the blog. Everything was so eminently civil at the debate.
But these guys are bashing each other in their direct mail pieces. I mean, you got...
they would never say that in
this is one. Aubertine saying that Barkley wants to eliminate your jobs, and I saw one the other day where Barkley saying Aubertine's bad for your health and he's robbing you, and then Aubertine comes back and says he won't let you fish. They're bashing each other in their mailings and TV, but then they get together in one of these forums, and it's like a very collegial setting, may I say.
It was a very collegial setting, and that's the proper word. Yes, it was.
Is that good or bad, or how do you juxtapose? They just basically don't. They want to say they had debates, but they don't really want debates.
Darn it, Jeff! I like theater. I like political theater. I like candidates taking on other candidates, and I know you do too.
Well, I would too, and that's, of course, I don't think it's appropriate for me to, that's why I haven't had them on, because I don't think it's appropriate for the mayor to be interviewing a potential state senator as some kind of job interview or something, and I don't want to be in the position of having to ask those questions, but yeah, it'd be nice to throw some gas on that.
Yeah, why didn't you get the Independence Party line, Mr. So-and-so?
Well, there's that, but that's a nothing issue,
Can
really.
I bring up a sore subject?
No, I could go on for quite a while about that, trust me. But a lot of these things, it's just kind of interesting. And, I saw something the other day, and I mentioned it to a couple of people, because I was watching a little bit of it on the Internet, and, conventional wisdom says when you go to a debate, it's a formal event, you wear a suit and tie. Even if you're running for town councilman out in the town of Worth or something, you wear a tie or something. And I noticed the Republican, Mr. Barkley, was in an open shirt collar and sweater, as he often is in many of his ads and other things, and I thought, casual's good, but I thought that was an interesting strategic decision to try to casualize, if you will, if that's a word, the proceedings, and also make it look more, I guess, like he's one of us, to coin the phrase of his opponent.
Well, it might have been he was going back to his old college town, too, and he might think of his college town as a place where you wear a sweater. I don't know quite what...
I mean, Daryl's...
but both of them are right there.
Both of them are in the position of bragging about their roots and their families, which they should. They both come from nice families. But they also have to live them down. To a certain extent, Aubertine has to live down this rural persona and portray himself as more educated and sophisticated, as opposed to someone just in dungarees all the time on a farm. And I think Barkley, on the other hand, has to live down his reputation as being a scion of a wealthy family and a lawyer in order to appear to be, as Aubertine says, one of us. So they dress to fit the occasion, right?
But I think there is a reasonable expectation. Maybe it's only from people of my generation, but there's a reasonable expectation that the assemblyman wears a tie.
So you're critical of it. You're speaking out again.
I would, as
trying to feed News Junkie with a soundbite here. Come on. I don't know what. I'm not sure it matters. It's the conventional position is that you would wear a tie, and the fact that he didn't, it was obviously strategic. I know someone will say, "Oh, you're picking on him." Not really. It's just an observation. I think some of the stuff that's been in this campaign is kind of unfortunate, where they keep picking on Barkley for some 4-year-old bill that probably doesn't affect anything about tax breaks, and they keep sending out mailer after mailer on it. I mean, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, I happen to think that is a germane issue. I think it spells the difference between the two candidates. If you're looking for a difference, there's a difference.
Yeah.
And the other thing that it kind of spells out is that these mailers are coming from the funding organizations for both of these candidates, which makes both of these candidates somehow proxies for Governor Spitzer and Joe Bruno.
So you view this race not as a race between Will Barkley and Darrell Aubertine, really as a sort of, they're both proxies for the two big guys.
It's more complex than that. Yes, it is a race between the two candidates here, and it's important what the two candidates think, and it's important what the candidates think for the people who live here. But in the broad scheme of things, I don't think we'd be putting $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 into this race if they weren't proxies for Albany.
Okay. Good afternoon. You're on the hotline.
Hi, Mayor.
Hey, what's up?